welcome to my channel. My name is Promotional. I am a music business executive. And if you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Promotional. I started as a musician, playing on the streets in the east, precisely within and around the southeast of Nigeria. And from there, I became a blogger promoting gospel music, for many years. From there, I grew to become an online promoter, doing PR services and publicist for so many artists within the gospel music space. You might have heard about our platform, Gospeltainment. Yes, we created Gospeltainment in 2009, very early in the day in the industry, when most people everybody that had an online platform was promoting secular music then. But we came out, to start Gospeltainment. So from there, we started an online radio, and since then, we've graduated to become key players in the music business industry. I'm an entrepreneur, with over 10 years experience. So, I'm just sharing this in case you're meeting me for the first time so that we can get acquainted. And today I want to bring you information, something that probably as a musician or an artist, whether you're gospel or secular, you're probably thinking, how do I promote my music in Nigeria? How can I promote my music in Nigeria? You probably have some knowledge already, but maybe some of the things I'm going to share with you today is going to add more knowledge to what you already know. So, how to promote your music in Nigeria? We will continue after this break. Now, to begin to promote your music in Nigeria, I'm going to assume that you have already recorded your song, you have received your final master or your master from your producer, and now the music is with you in a flash drive, in a CD, and you're asking yourself, how do I go about it? In fact, a producer once just called me about 2 weeks ago, like, sir, please, I'll like you to help me talk to this artist too. She has finished recording her song, she doesn't know what to do. So yeah, it happens, you are done recording songs and then you don't know what to do. So there are different ways you can promote your music. What we have done all before now is once your music is out, you now start sharing it to all your friends. Oh, you have started promoting. Stop. Don't do it like that anymore. Don't do it like that anymore. Don't just begin to share your music everywhere. You're sending it to everybody. Everybody's sharing it around. It doesn't work like that anymore. I'm going to give you 4 ways you can promote your music in Nigeria, starting from the least professional to the most professional way of promoting your music. So stick around with me, don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. We are back. Number 1 way you can promote your music in Nigeria is what we call Alaba mix or street mix, right? Remember I said from the least professional. So yeah, for all the people who are music professionals, who are music business professionals out there, probably say, how are you starting with Alaba mix? Yes. Having worked in the music industry for more than 10 years, I can tell you that Alaba is still a very effective way of promoting your music. Yes, there's piracy in that mix. Yes, you're probably not going to earn a lot of money or earn anything at all in that mix, but it's a very effective way of promoting music. Why? Because a large population of the Nigerian people, especially within Africa, right, they still consume music by buying CDs on the streets. Yes, they still consume music by buying CDs on the streets. A large population of the Nigerian people are still not fully online, 247. Some people are still struggling with being online. So, Alaba is still an effective way of promoting your music. So you have your song ready and you want to promote it. If you of course you have to have a budget. You really have to have a budget. In fact, the first thing you should do when you want to start promoting your music is to have a plan and a budget. I'm going to discuss that in another video on what you should do step by step. But trust me, you have to have a budget. You have to have a plan. You have to have a promotional plan and a promotional budget to be able to even begin to start. Because if you don't do that, then it means that you are not ready. Because I see artists do this thing over and over again, where you have a plan of how you're going to record your music, but you don't have a concrete plan of how to promote your music. The first medium of promoting your music is through the mixes. Now, there are different ways you can do it. You have the big Alaba promoters. I don't want to mention names, so let's not look as if I'm promoting anybody. So we have the big Alaba promoters, we have the small Alaba promoters. If you listen around on the streets, you will hear you will hear some of their names, because they normally do an introduction before you start hearing the songs. So you hear so and so person's mix, or so and so person's mix, right? Before you go in, okay, let me call him. So you hear things like, if you don't know Percy, you don't know anybody, so that's Percy Entertainment's mix. You have P Mike Production, you have Gospel City, there are several of them, that are out there, Babyface Entertainment. So these are guys that do what we call street mix. So they do it in a way of getting your music to the street for people to hear it. So what happens typically is that people come around, they have what they call retailers, small petite traders who come to them, buy your CDs and take it back to their various locales, and then they play it, on their loudspeaker, and people hear it, and people literally come in to check out the song. For example, if you travel by road from Lagos, let's say, to Onitsha, if you're living in Nigeria, or even any part, as long as you're traveling by roads within Africa, most times you come to those bus stops where people want to stop and eat, and there's music, blasting from loudspeakers and all. Those are how the Alaba streets mixtapes get around. They through those places people get to buy, and a lot of people buy it. So it's a very good way to promote your music. I'm going to discuss it in detail in another video. The second way to promote your music is radio stations. Now, radio stations are very effective ways to promote your music, because a lot of people listen to radio stations, especially when they are going to work, when they're coming back from work, maybe on the weekends and stuff, and you have to be able to get your music to radio stations. So, and yes, it can be expensive. Yes, you would have to really have a budget to be able to promote your music on radio. But look, there are ways that you can get your music to a radio station without necessarily paying anybody. Yes, there are ways you can get your music to radio stations. I'm going to share that in another video where I'm going to discuss all this a little bit more. So radio stations is number 2. Number 3 is television. Now, for you to do television, you have to have a video. Now, I'm also going to share with you in subsequent videos how you can shoot some low-budget videos that meet standards. Every TV station has their standard. Some are HD, some are SD. So, depending on what you want to achieve, you can target certain TV stations and put your music up there, music video up there, right? For example, there's NTA and there's Sound City, right? So their standards are different, which means you can, if you don't have the money to shoot HD videos, you can shoot a low standard video and still have it on NTA. I mean, hello, put them on television and people watch them, right? And there are several other TV stations that are within that standard, that NTA standard out there, that is all over Africa, that you can get your video on and have people watch it. Yes, even though there's Sound City and there's Hit TV and there's the MTV and blah blah blah, right? So yeah, so we've talked about television, right? So the next medium to promote your music is the internet, online. Now, this is vast and big. I have to do literally one video to fit in everything within the internet. It's a vast medium of promoting your music, from social media to the digital stores and the rest of them. Now, the first thing you should actually do after you have released your music is to get it to the stores, get it to the digital stores, iTunes, Amazon, Boomplace, Spotify, Singfy, Africa, Music Time, YouTube. Get your music to the digital streaming services immediately before you even begin to talk about promoting it. Get it to the stores. Why? Because time has passed when people just put out their music for free and say, oh, send it to the blogs, let people download. No, right? Get it to the stores first before you start getting it to any blogger, or getting it to any PR publicist, or begin to get it to any radio station or TV station. I didn't want this video to exceed 10 minutes, that's why I'm rushing it. But I'm going to do subsequent videos to explain in details to you how you can actually take advantage of these different mediums. So the last medium is the the internet, and the internet is vast, is wide, is big. There are different media, so watch out for my video on how to promote your music on the internet. I'm telling you, I've been doing this thing for so many years. I'm going to explain to you the various ways you can do this thing with little or even no budget at all. But hey, there's always going to be a budget, right? So so thank you for watching my video. Thank you for listening to me. Subscribe if you have not subscribed. Click the notification button so that when I put up a video, you're gonna get a notification. Till I come your way next time. My name is Brian Martins. Have a lovely day.